Hey there, good morning. So, today we're going to talk about what I call the gang-stalking demon. So, I know it's not a demon, it's not something from the underworld, but what I do know is that it feels like one. It is not something, well, in my case, it was something that suddenly appeared, but it began appearing like after 4 years of getting gang stalked, like about after the fourth year. So pretty much, actually, my encounter with it was terrifying because I was at the homeless shelter. I was underneath my sheets, and then I literally felt a negative presence. I felt it like it was breathing. I felt it breathe like that. Like I felt that, but it's on sensations on my body. So then it began with my feet. It began playing with my toes, and then I felt something, a sharp stabbing, like a thin, sharp stabbing. Not as thin as a needle, but like a toothpick type of stabbing. And it was bendy because I felt like it was almost teasing me, as if to like, I'm about to stab the plant of your foot with this toothpick, and then it like began twisting it, and then it, boom, it just actually went and stabbed it. So then it actually did that for an entire night. I had roommates, and I was decided on not to say anything, on not to express any pain, so I just took it. Whenever I would shake my foot, it would go away, but then when I would be done shaking it, it would come back. And gang stalkers know that when you shake it, it goes away. They know this. So I this is why I know that they have done this before, because they convinced me indirectly. Well, they were trying to convince me indirectly to not move my feet when I was shaking it. Because one instance, I was at work and I was in my car, like how I am now, and then someone on a truck was observing me, that I was just there, not moving my foot, and then I was just expressing a lot of pain with my face. Then, freaking, he did as if he was talking on the phone, and then he pretended to be like, "Oh my God, he's not moving his foot. He's so strong," as if to motivate me to keep keep not moving it. The actual reason of me not moving it was actually because I am a strong believer that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and I wanted to develop resistance to that pain, which it worked, because after that I was able to pretend like nothing happened, even though I was feeling extreme pain. I was able to keep my face. I was able to keep them absolutely clueless on whether or not I was feeling any pain at all. Um, so then this thing, I well, it's this demon is tied to your imagination for some reason. I don't know. I guess I might have some type of sadistic, um, some sadist in me, because for some reason I began feeling the pain. So then I began feeling the pain, and then I began imagining, um, freaking, like a rotating sandpaper thing, and then I literally began feeling like the sandpaper hurt me. It was insane. And then I imagined like like, what do you call it? Like a rotating blade machine where the blades were going up and down at the same time. And then I literally was feeling that. Like I was just kept torturing myself, And I imagined a lot of things, a lot of really a fan with metal blades, and then you actually feel the material of the blades. It was really really crazy. It was kind of cool, to be honest. Um, so then, I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. So my first experience with this demon, I literally felt like the breathing, like on top of the sheets, and then it would like crawl on me, and then it would go back to my foot. Um, then I felt it like if it was actually those stabbings turned into sewing. So it began sewing on my toes, but like really, 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 really fast. And then it began sewing my fingers. And then it would pull the string. And then I would feel the string just kind of just like go through everywhere that it was sewn. It was freaking nuts, man. It was so crazy. I thought it was painful, but I thought it was kind of cool because it was something just so outwardly. But at this point, I was like, it felt like a demon. I really wasn't thinking of it as being direct energy weapons. There was no space in my mind to be contemplating that. But it was kind of cool. Like I just there then it was before that it was when I was already able to talk to it. So then it would when I would talk to it, it would answer me. So it would if I would tell it, or like I would have the thought, oh, you like hurting me, and then it would move up and down wherever I was feeling it as an affirmative, and sideways as a negative. So then I could communicate with it, So then this demon, the more you get gang stalked, the stronger it gets. So then there would be times where I would just be like sitting down, and then I would feel like a magnetic force pull, like if I had a magnet inside my skin, and then there was a really strong magnet pulling it away from my body, like if it was like a really strong as if there was a really strong magnet like on top, and then it would like really pull it, and then I would feel my skin, particularly on my toenails, like being pulled off me. Um, so this demon, so it was that, and then there were the sewing happened a lot, and that was terrifying, actually, to be honest. But then again, I kept everything to myself. I never said anything to anyone because I know that gang stalkers want you to say it out loud. They want you to be, there's a demon after me. There's something. They're producing you to prove that you're crazy to everyone else. They want you to give them something. And it is that the best strategy is to do absolutely nothing and to pretend that nothing is happening to the best of your ability. And let me tell you, I heard them saying out loud, this one is tough to crack. And I saw them get desperate because they were getting absolutely nothing from me, which, to be honest, that was incredibly satisfying. Particularly because when I was in an elevator at the homeless shelter, the freaking one of the freaking RAs, of the I was in the elevator with one of the residential advisors, and she was like, "Come on, it's my birthday, give me something." And she told me that, and then I just looked at her, and then I just completely ignored her, and I was like, "Oh, well, have a good day." And I didn't give her anything. I didn't say anything. I never acknowledged it. There were times where I was getting messages on Facebook saying, someone said, telling me, they wanted a pedophile, and I gave them a pedophile. They wanted a something, and I gave it to them. But he was talking about all these things, and they were coinciding with the things that were happening to me. But the entire time I was like, I have no idea what you're talking about. I really don't know. And I ended up blocking him because they're gonna try to get that information from you one way or another. And your job as a target is to complain and to cry and to be like, blah blah blah, oh no, they're following me everywhere, this and that. but don't say anything to anyone. Don't say anything. The things that I told them were used relentlessly against me. I will tell you later what, but I'm sorry, I went on a tangent again. There's just so much to talk about. Well, this demon is the one that is just the sensations, but your what you say what's in your head is what feeds it. It's what feeds the narrative of this demon. So if you are very religious and you believe in demons and Satan, then you're gonna give this thing, these sensations, the with your imagination, you're gonna build it to be a demon. If you are into the whole thing about direct energy weapons, you are going to be interpreting it as a direct energy weapon. You are going to. It just depends on what you think. If you're, I guess, Hindu, and you have no conception of or no idea of Catholicism, and you think more about Hindu gods, you're going to form this thing into what best fits your narrative of evil in your head. So like if you are Arab and you believe in this with the not the genies, Hajim or whatever the hell they name these Middle Eastern demons, you're gonna be imagining that. So it is your imagination that feeds it. It's your imagination that gives it shape, that gives it the character. It's the lens through which you're going to be interpreting these sensations. So then, one thing that gang stalkers used to do is, so when I was hooking up with someone, I would be, let's say I would trying to come, and what they would do is that they would start talking about disgusting things like, oh, I got a surgery here and they did this and they did that. Or I can imagine they would try to purposely disrupt me so that I wouldn't finish. So that experience gave personality to the demon. So whenever I was by myself or not, and I was trying to bust one out, the demon would move to my dick, and it would completely start like tapping me, and then it would completely just interrupt that. So the experiences with gang stalking will translate into this demon. They're giving it language, they're giving it behavior. So the traumas that you have encountered with gang stalking are the traumas that it's going to give you. So also, when I'm in my car, gang stalkers used to hide in a corner and they would just sway my car for hours on end. So then, this thing, the demon will literally produce the sensations of someone swaying your car. So that's one crazy thing that it has been kind of hard for me to explain. But things that the demons did to you, you're going to start feeling them, because I feel like your body, like the demon starts like recording it. Your nervous system records the traumatic events, or it gives it like language, so these things stay in your head. So then there were times where I was literally just in my car, and then it would be completely you wouldn't be able to differentiate someone swaying your car from your body producing the sensations of someone moving your car. So it's like a visceral hallucination, because you were feeling it. I was feeling like someone was moving my car, was swaying it, but then I would go outside and then there would be no one. So that's what it is. It is those events, those traumas, the demon remembers, and then it's gonna be doing that to you. So that's why for a while I didn't know this. So until all of this information clicked, and I began making sense of it, it stopped happening, because then it becomes less strong, and then you learn how to ignore it when you're feeling it, because you know it's your body, and then it slowly withers away because you know where it comes from. When you don't know you really feel crazy because you feel the swaying of your car, and then you're like, what the fuck, you know, and then you even get upset, you open the door, and then you start yelling, hey, stop swaying my car, you know, and there's no one there, and there could be people around you, and guess what, they're gonna be, oh, that person is crazy. Yeah, so that's a lot of things that, well, from this experience I can tell you that people who are actively acting out crazy is because they are getting the visceral sensations. Like if a person is like, if a crazy person says, hey, stop touching me or stop pushing me or whatever, even though you didn't, but they are so sure that you push them is because they felt as if you pushed them. They're not just crazy, but their body is producing these sensations of them being pushed because they have a trauma of someone pushing them. Isn't that insane? So I'm telling you this because it is impossible to differentiate from someone swaying my car than my body producing the sensations, because your body's producing the same sensations that you felt, like in every aspect, every aspect that your body feels this, that someone is swaying your car, your body, your nervous system can reproduce those sensations. So yeah, so when I was, so that's that. The demon did that a lot of times. If you're feeling anything like that, you're feeling a lot of pain, I'm here to let you know that you don't have to feel it. I felt it and I endured it because I wanted to. Because I wanted to be able to pretend that nothing was happening. And so at work, there was one day where I just began just shaking my foot a lot, actually, because it was painful not to. But then I was like, I'm not gonna be here walking around walking funny, you know. My coworkers are already acting up and they're already doing all these crazy gang stalking grins, gang stalking signals. They're banging out loud, they're trying to produce anxiety on me. I'm not gonna be acting around like a fool. So I only did that for like a couple of hours, and then I was just like, no, I'm gonna freaking endure all this pain. I don't care. So then when you're working, when I was working, I was constantly walking. So it wouldn't last long. It wouldn't last too long. So also, there were points where I thought it was direct energy weapon. So then I would like twist my feet, move them in a way to confuse the direct energy weapon or whatever it was, and it would always find the plant of my left foot. And that's the thing. So that's why direct energy weapons feel so invincible. That's why when it's because they're produced by your own body. There's not someone. It's impossible for there to be someone with some type of weapon that is pointing at my foot, and then I would move it, and then it would find my left foot again, regardless of what position it was. You will feel it when you're driving, 24/7, all day, every day, every single second of it. It's impossible for someone to be following you around every day, all the time. So that's why it is. No, it's impossible for someone to absolutely have that perfect um, targeting skill that even when you're driving, you know, when you're in your car, you feel it there. The only possibility is for you to have is for that sensation to be produced by your own body, because regardless of where you go, regardless of what you do or how you move, it's always going to be in the same spot. Also, I think that's why a lot of people feel that they're having chips implanted on them, because the sensation doesn't it always finds you. But that's one thing that they don't consider, is that it always finds you because it's inside of you, and that makes complete sense, right? But if you have the if you think that you know that is something technological, you are gonna believe that you have an implant. And that's why a lot of people that are crazy start like trying to do holes on themselves to try to find the chip. In the book that we're gonna go over, they talk about implants. You know, there's even books about it. You know, but no, it feels like they know where that part of your body is always at, because it's sensations that are produced by your own body. Now back to the demon. So the demon adds narrative. So, and it's a narrative that you already have in your head. That's what it feels like. They know what you're thinking, because the demon works with the narrative that 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 the gangstalkers are having, and the gangstalkers know that this being that they have created in your head, because they're the ones giving you the narrative for this demon to work with. And they know, just as how they know that when you stop moving your foot, the demon he keeps hurting you, because you're going to express pain. And they know that whenever you're moving around, you don't feel the pain. So they will do things to try to make you take it, to not because it's something bad, but because the more pain you take, the more it cements the pain on you. I'm feeling it right now, but it's not painful. It just feels like a tickling. What else? Oh, so this demon builds onto the narrative of the gangstalkers. So one time I was driving from work, and I was resting my left foot, and then I began feeling the breathing like that. Like you feel the breathing, and then you feel something trying to crawl on, and then it got my imagination running, and then I added a fist to it. It felt like it was hairy, but in reality it was the air conditioning from the air that was adding more body to the sensations. So then in my head I thought, they are doing this because they want me to have an accident while I'm driving. So you start attributing all these sensations to the gangstalkers, to their doing it, because for years they had already been feeding me this narrative that they're the cause of any type of bad experience that I'm going through. So gangstalking gives life, it gives more meaning to all these sensations. But the truth of the matter is that the sensations are completely meaningless. There's no demon. They're just meaningless, random sensations that you attribute purpose with the gangstalkers, because that is what you have been fed. That is the narrative that you have been fed. The sensations, the stabbings, there is no sewing. It was only my imagination feeding that narrative, feeding that it was a demon. It was literally all random things that I made connections with because of the narrative that the gangstalkers have been putting on me. All of those sensations are random. It is your imagination that's giving it meaning, that's giving it shape, that's giving it life. There was one time that it was working with the auditory hallucinations. I was laying in bed. I wanted to go to sleep, and it was so the gangstalkers, they work into teams. The teams that want you to stop using drugs, and the team that wants to keep you on drugs. So the ones that want to keep you on drugs are the ones that are going to keep tempting you to use. They're going to start to trying to pull you in on Grindr, because they're the teams that really want to hurt you. The ones that actually want to hurt you are the ones that want you. I'm actually going to elaborate on this in another video. So the ones that want to hurt you, the ones that actually want to see your downfall, are the teams that are actually going to actively try to keep you high, to keep you using drugs. They're the ones that are going to entice you. They're going to be the ones that are going to try to produce you into wanting to get high, to be high longer. They're going to offer you more drugs and more drugs. so that to get you deeper in the hole, to destroy you. So, and the other team is a team that wants to see you off drugs. They want you to change. So they're the teams that have been that were the ones that really hate you. They're the teams that have been manipulated into believing that you are the worst of the worst, so that they would cooperate with this. And guess what? They don't know that there's another group of people that is pushing the agenda of getting you higher, of getting you to be more disastrous, of being dangerous. That's why you have to stay away from these people, because these are the people that actually want to destroy you. These are the actual malignant narcissists, malignant gangstalkers, the actual ones that really are trying to destroy you. And the other team is the one that think that this is a drug treatment. They are the ones that actually are trying to fuck you up in such a way so you will stop using drugs. Those are actually your friends, but they don't know that they're part of that they're being used as pawns. So there's teams of there's gangstalkers that actually want you to succeed, and there's teams of gangstalkers that want to destroy you. So there's two teams, and the one that actually wants to see you destroyed is the one that is using the other team, which is the majority of gangstalkers. So not the majority of gangstalkers actually want to see you get better, but they don't know what you have gone through. Now, the ones that are trying to push you to get deeper into the hole are the ones that are the evil team, the bad gangstalker team, the ones that wanted to see you destroyed. I already forgot what I was talking about. The demon. Oh yeah, so the demon has no meaning. It is just things that you have created. That is what already is in your mind. Your mind gives it shape. Oh yeah, I remember now. So your mind gives it shape because, well, the bad team of gangstalkers was trying to they were trying to keep me high, to keep me in the gangstalker game, because the gangstalking, most of the people don't activate unless they know that you're using drugs. So they won't lie about this, because you have to be the confirmation that the informants are right, that you are actually getting high. So as soon as they start seeing you drinking, they start using the pipe, whatever, it activates. Everyone activates, and that's when they start using the sign, that everything. So having that narrative that the gangstalkers were trying to keep me high as much as possible for as long as possible, I attributed that purpose to the demon. So then I couldn't sleep because I was using drugs, and then I imagined that gangstalkers. Well, I came back from the gangstalkers trying to keep me high, so I made a decision. No, I'm going to sleep. So I lay in bed, and then in my mind began thinking, the gangstalkers are trying to keep me high, blah blah, and then the demon. The gangstalkers are trying to keep me high by teasing me, by trying to have me, by making me close to coming, and then ruining it by talking about something else to distract me from actually coming, so that I would be wanting more sex to keep getting high. So then it didn't work this time. I just went to bed, and then I attributed that same purpose to the demon. So the demon transformed into two men, and then it was caressing me, and then it was, "Efren, do you want to fuck? Hey, do you want to fuck?" And I heard the voices. So I had the expectation of the demon doing that, because in my head it worked, complementing what the gangstalkers were doing. So then the demon began doing the purpose of the gangstalkers. And then I began talking to it, and I asked it, Um, I ended up masturbating, and then, well, my libido left, and then I was still talking to the demon because I was still feeling the sensations, and then I was like, "Can you transform into a cat?" And then it literally transformed into a kitty, and then it was doing like the, and then I felt it. I felt the whiskers. I felt like its little nose. I had a lot of cats, so I knew exactly what a cat would feel like. So then I began playing with it, and then I it was the coolest thing ever because I was having all these hallucinations, and the demon was friendly because I had the gang stalkers were out of my head, and it was just me, my imagination, and the hallucination. So then I began having the time of my life because I was playing with this demon, So the demon is only evil because you think it's evil, because you think that it's working with the gang stalkers. So the demon works with your imagination. It's still going to hurt because it is your nervous system still working, and it's responding to all the stress, to all the anxiety. So your body needs time, a long time, to heal from the anxiety. Now I have been off everything for 4 months. I haven't even been getting gang-stalked, and I'm right now feeling what you would call a direct energy weapon on my upper left molar, even though I just brushed my teeth and I know that my teeth are in perfect condition. And I'm feeling the sensation of the direct energy weapon, air quotes, on the plant of my left foot, like at this moment. But I know that's a stress response. I'm still not sure if it's gonna ever go away, but I don't care because it's a constant reminder for me to keep telling you these stories. So this is it for right now, and I also have to talk to you about the more dynamic of the teams of Gangstalkers. That there's two teams: a team that wants to destroy you, who are the legit, true Gangstalkers, and then the participants, which actually want you to change your behavior. Bye.